Why should you try in high school if you want to be an entrepreneur? See, I've been thinking this to myself a lot recently because I've got 5 AP classes in my regular. I've got 3 honors. In May, I've got 7 national exams to take, and like my GPA for the last quarter was a 4.1. So, but like I've won the academic game, but I don't plan to go to college. It's like the main route for me. Like that would be a backup plan. Um, so why do I do it? That's a good question, and I've just collected a few thoughts I've had on the matter, and maybe it'll help you if you're like a business, like into business in high school, but you want to take high school to another level if you're like doing really well in high school and you want to like just start a business. So like you don't really get how there might be a connection between doing well in high school and then doing well in business. So I think I just wanted to make this video to like share a few thoughts that I have as to why you should try in high school, even if you want to be an entrepreneur. If you don't know me yet, my name is Oliver Johnson. I'm a musician and entrepreneur in high school, which is why I felt qualified to make this video. And yeah, so the first reason that you should try in high school, even if you want to be an entrepreneur, is for college. And you know what I just said, that college wasn't part of my plan unless it had to be. But still, like if it has to be, then I would rather be prepared for it than not. And that comes from trying hard in my school, because like business, and like starting a business, and especially the business I'm trying to start, which is like based off music that I write, that's a vanity business and a vanity industry. So it's not going to be the easiest to sell, and it's not going to be the most reliable thing to generate an income in the future potentially. So having the route for college, which is a more reliable route, having that like be a thing that I am preparing for now, by trying in high school, is an important thing to me. And I'm not trying to say that college is the most reliable route, because like I'll hear stories about people who like go into a really popular major their freshman year, and then by the time they've graduated after this senior year, like no one is hiring for people of that major anymore. I think this happened with like software development or something like that's not as popular as it was 4 years ago. Or and not to say that all degrees are going to go out of style. Like, of course, some degrees are never going to go away, like nursing or biology or like economics or law and stuff like that. Like, those are more reliable degrees. But like college, very often is more reliable than like trying to start your own business. There's like a calculation in the Millionaire Fast Lane where it's like a slow lane job, which is like the college route. Like the chances of you like retiring with about 2 million, and that's like retiring at 65 or 70 was 2 million, because you've like worked and saved for your whole life and like invested well. Is like a 1 in 6 chance, and you can most of the times like guarantee that your way. Like of course you don't control the stock market, but you can control what you put in each month and how you budget your house and like emergency funds and everything. Compared to like a fast lane job or like starting your own business, where the chance of getting like 50 million in the next like 5 or 10 years, I don't exactly remember, is like 1 in 7. So from a 1 in 7 chance to a 1 in 6 chance doesn't feel like all that reliability shift, but like the knowledge gap for starting your own business, like that's a lot slower of a thing. Well, no, I guess like it's about the same rate of a thing. To learn how to start your own business would be about the same amount of time as like a 4-year college degree. So those kind of would balance each other out. But just trying to be safe, like college is the more important route, or the more financially viable route. than trying to start your own business. Not saying that you shouldn't try and start your own business, even if you have a job post-college, because this is the much freer option, and we should all be going for freedom, and that should be the goal of our lives. But it is more important that you are able to support your family if families the route you go down. It's more important that you're able to support your family, even if it's with a job that you tolerate, than being free and also being poor and not being able to feed your kids. So making sure that you can provide for the family, you have the means to, is an important thing. And if that happens through college, then it's good that you tried in high school to make that an attainable reality compared to it happening through your own business. Though this is still the ideal way. Your family will need to be supported. So that's an important thing to watch out for. So it's time for a water break. The second reason you should try in high school, even if you want to be an entrepreneur, is because it can build discipline. Because homework is not a thing that all of us love doing. Me particularly, I'm not the biggest homework fan. But homework needs to be done. Just being able to build the discipline or build the systems that get you to get that homework done, even though you don't want to, you're never really motivated to get it all done. Homework is a discipline activity. And discipline is a very important skill for if you want to be an entrepreneur or start your own business or anything along those lines. So being able to have that discipline and being able to practice it through all the homework that they'll give you in high school is an important trade-off. However, the flip side of this coin, or the other edge of this sword, I get that's not a saying, I'm pretending, but is that all the homework provides another opportunity for critical thinking of knowing which homework is actually beneficial and which is not. For my math class, we'll learn something in class, and then he'll give us homework for it, and then we'll have a quiz the next time we meet. If I feel like I learned the material pretty well on the first day, the homework doesn't really count for all that much. So if I don't do it, it's not going to affect my grade much. So not doing it, that's a choice that I'm making to be able to save that 20 to 30 minutes of my time and not do it on some math homework, instead find better uses of it. Or this is in my district, does it? I'm not sure about every district out there, but about 90% of my total grade for each class is about the summative category, which is the writings of the homeworks, or no, not the homeworks. It's the writings of the tests, or the projects, and then that will all accumulate together into the summative category. And then about 10% is the formative work, which is the homework that we get every day, and things along those lines. If your goal is to just get a B, which is an 83, I think, then you just need to get an 88, I think. Don't trust that math was mental, but you just need to get an 88 average on the summatives in order to get a B, even if you do none of the formative work. So that's an important goal to have. Or if your goal is a straight A, that's a 93, then you only need to do half the homework if you do really well on all the summatives. So it's knowing your ability on the summatives is knowing your goal in high school, of grades wise per class, and then trying to do that all effectively, using your time well. Because even the last video I was talking about how free you are in high school, that does not mean you are not busy in high school. There's a lot of stuff to take up your time, with extracurriculars and everything. So it's an important thing. to be able to like have that as an or to be able to know which is important enough for you to do and which homework is not important enough for you to do. But also, don't take that and not do the homework that it would be very important for you to do, just because you know you don't have to do all of the homework. Like, don't build a homework, or don't build the habit of not doing any of your homework. Build the habit of thinking about each assignment and whether or not you have to do it, because that's a lot healthier way to spend your time than to not learn stuff that you should be learning or overlearn stuff that you already know. So with the amount of coursework, amount of course load, like it's in both of these are important skills that will help you out further in life, especially in business, because discipline and like there's a lot of smoky business advice out there where people will just give you random tactics, and you do not have to like trust each of those tactics. So knowing like which tactics actually make sense versus which ones don't is like a skill you can practice, with knowing which homework actually helps versus which ones don't, and then knowing which to do or to not do. Like that's helpful. The third reason that you should try in high school, even if you want to be an entrepreneur, is that it's a way to practice doing what you say you will, which is a very important skill for like anyone who owns their own like one-person business, because not every day will you feel like it, and that's part of like discipline from the last part. But like being able to set a plan and stick to it is an important skill to have. Because then you can set like a to-do list and check it off, or things along those lines. Give me a second. Yeah, so, but being able to like do what you say will, because signing up for a class is a commitment, and I don't know how, like if this is how it works with your school, but at least in my school we have about like 4 levels for every class you can take. Like there's the AP or dual credit level, and then there's the honors level, the regulars level, and then the foundations level. And what I've noticed, because like this is a thought I've been having recently about like why am I trying so hard? Could I try less hard? Is that there's not much of a homework difference between the foundations or a regulars or an honors or an AP. Like it's about the same amount of homework. So if I am capable of the APs, then the amount of leverage I get there, with being able to get college credit for them, is still that being the backup option, but it's still an important thing to be worried about, like because I can leverage that and set out to do an AP level class, then I should. But like when you sign up for a course, like there are many options for which course you can take. Like in my district, there are only like 2 credits of like required that it is this specific class that you take. Everything else, like they want you to have 3.5 social studies credits, but you can get that however you see fit. Like there are many class options in order to get to that. So you can kind of pick your own experience there. But like 4 English classes, like we have English 1 foundations, English 1 regulars, English 1 honors, and then all like 2 foundations, 2 honors regulars, 3 honors regulars, foundations. 4 I think is just honors, but like, and then there's like the AP Lang, AP literature, and then there are like some dual credit options in there, you know. So like there are a lot of paths you can take in that, like picking your path. And so like you can sign up for the class that best you feel best suits your needs, and then you make a commitment to do the coursework of the class, so like to learn the material of that class and do the homework, and being able to stick to that commitment is an important skill to have, because you need agency past high school. like in high school, your teachers, they'll check in on you. They'll like look at your grades. They'll worry about how your personal life's going and everything. Once you graduate high school, once you get to college, like your professors, they're not going to automatically care as much. It's like more on you to know when assignments are due and turn them in by then. Or like out in the real world, like if you don't show up to work for 3 days, like no matter how much mental health stuff you may be in, like if you don't show up to work for like a week or something, you're not coming back to that job. You're getting fired. So there are many more consequences on the world, which is something I was talking about in my last video about how high school is freer. But like being able to use high school as a time to build that agency in your life of like practicing doing what you say you will do is an important way to use high school. And like build that good habit of like a good person, like a strong man, and like does what he says he will. Like follows through on the promises that he makes. The fourth reason that you should try in high school, even if you want to be an entrepreneur, is that like education is very important and fundamental to like a well-rounded life. The way we advance our society, the way we advance ourselves, is through education. Like the betterment of yourself is you learn and then you implement. And how do you learn? Is you get educated. And there are many ways to get educated. There's like college, or there's like influencer courses, or there's books, or there's high school. And the government mandates that you are in high school, so you might as well use that high school time in order to learn. Take it as like it's handed to you on a silver platter to be able to get the best education you can. Like I hear it costs about $11,000 per year per student that the government's paying with like our taxpayer dollars. But like that you get that for free in like a public school. Like take that opportunity. The Puritan society, they were very big fans of compulsory education, because if you were educated, then you knew how to read. And if you knew how to read, then you could read the Bible. And if you knew how to read the Bible, then the devil couldn't get to you. Like the devil got to people because they couldn't read the Bible. So if the devil doesn't want you to read or be educated, then you should probably want to read and be educated. Like if we were not educated, right? If compulsory education was never enforced or compulsory in the first place, like we would all still be like 6 years old working in coal mines and textile factories next to machines that would probably chop our little fingers off, and then because the machines weren't maintained well, because the people who built them or managed the factories weren't well educated, and they never really would care about the value of our human lives. If it were not for education, that's where it would still be. So be thankful for education. Take the opportunity that the education gives you, and like be strong. Yeah. Like education is our humanity. And it's very important that we have our humanity. It's very important that that's the thing we build and care about and nurture. So for the sake of our humanity, for the sake of our future, try in high school. Like take this opportunity. It's a phenomenal opportunity that there are like probably like 100 staff at your high school who want to help you. And like you have to be in high school anyway. You might as well try. Like you'll never regret trying. You'll never regret putting effort forth. You'll never regret like hardly or working hard. But like, guess what? You'll always regret not working hard, not trying, or not pushing forth an effort. So you might as well go down the less regrettable path and try during high school. Try to become the smartest version of yourself you can be. Again, not that high school is the only way to educate yourself, that not the only way to be smart, but you are required to be there by the government. You might as well use that as an opportunity to try and become as smart as you can. And like to not try, because there's the downsides of there's the homework's a bit much or a bit tough, or like, oh, I don't have many friends here. Like, it doesn't make sense. And like, try in high school, because you have to be there, so you might as well try. That's all my thoughts on this matter. I hope this helped. But yeah, thank you for watching. This has been me. Goodbye.